Salahuddin Williams says 2 days after he went public about the suspicious destruction of his car by fire, an attempt was made on his life. He says he received several text messages from a female companion requesting a meeting to discuss some unresolved issues. Williams says when he arrived at his friend's residence at Larishes Fort, he was ambushed by 2 unknown individuals.
I got a few text messages from, a female companion, who told me, come over so that, we could talk and see where, we could get, from that talk, I decided, well, you know what, I'm going to go over to hear what she has to say. When I left work like around 11:30, I decided, well, I'm going to go over and see what she has to say. When I got to the house, I opened the wrought iron gate and I decided to turn the door lock to see whether the door was open. The door was not open, so I decided to knock on the window and call the person by name. She told me that she was coming out, so I kind of held on for about a few seconds. Within that few seconds, I saw 2 guys, 2 rastas, coming from alongside the house.
Williams says the men who were heavily armed with blunt instruments took a swipe at him.
One guy had the piece of 4x4, about 4 feet long. Another guy had a rope. So the guy with the rope jumped over the veranda and decided to, put that rope around my neck. When I realized, those guys are, coming, those guys has come there to kind of kill me, I decided to jump over the veranda. When I jumped over the veranda, the rest of the guy jumped over the veranda as well and decided this time to try to pin me down, to tie my hands behind my back.
Williams says after a few struggle, he managed to fight off his attackers and run for his life.
When I realized, well, those guys are really going to do something with me, I held the rasta by his head and I lift him up and I have him on my head like a load, So I'm trying to see where the guy with the 4x4 is going to strike to put him in the direction of the blow. So, whilst I'm doing that, I could see someone, in the window to the house that I was trying to get into. So I decided, you know what, man, this is just too much. So I ended up throwing the rasta down and made an attempt to run. This is where I got the lash on my arm. He hit me with the piece of 4x4 and that's when I fractured my arm. And I decided to just run and don't turn back.
Williams says he ran to the Port Police at the Iwanora International Airport for assistance. He later reported the matter to Vieux Fort Police. Police are investigating. Desmond Collymore, HTS News, Channel 4.